This is going to be a good one, Hugo.
The Brad Weisman Show. Real people, real life, and everything in between.
So what do your kids think of this?
Oh, they are so embarrassed.
In order to be unstoppable, you simply don't give up. You get knocked down, you get back up again.
Where curiosity opens the door to genuine connection.
Men really struggle with their emotions. They really struggle with even understanding what's going on.
Unfiltered conversations with the people shaping our world.
What kind of show is this?
And there's red quilted leather all over the walls. There's a swing hanging from the ceiling.
I don't sweat you.
And now, your host, Brad Weisman.
All right. Oh, man. Hugo,
Hello.
this is going to be really good.
All right.
Yeah. I've been stalking. I've been trying to find this guy for a really long time. No, we have a really good guest. Somebody that's been traveling all over the United States and actually even to Canada, because I think that's where he's actually from. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But this is a guest that I saw one clip on Instagram, and his Instagram is unbelievable. I saw one clip, and as I'm listening to the clip, it was one that just drew me in. And then it was an emotional type story, and tears started going down my eyes. And I thought, that is a good sign for somebody to try to have on the show. So that's why he's here. He traveled to come here to see us in the studio, which is awesome. His name is Sam Demma. Oh my gosh, I almost said your last name wrong. Sam Demma. How you doing, man?
I'm so pumped to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm pumped too. I mean, I've been like watching your Instagram posts and Reels and YouTube, and you know, you are the master storyteller. You are so good at telling a story, and I have to tell you, and the audience is going to experience this today, and they're going to be following you on Instagram and following you on TikTok and everywhere else, because every time I listen to one of your stories, it comes from your life. You're like, it's almost like you're taking notes as you're living life to try and to document people in their best moments.
One of my favorite books is The Creative Act by Rick Rubin.
Okay.
And there's a little chapter in it that says the job of an artist is to live with their antennas up.
Oh, wow.
Meaning don't let life pass you by. Always be aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's where I draw all my stories and inspiration from. It's just paying attention to things.
It's incredible. But you know that is not something that everybody does. This is a superpower that you have. Have you worked on it? Did you know you had it? Did your parents say to you, or relatives say, hey, you know what? This kid's unbelievable. He remembers every story or everything that he goes through. He has a story to tell. I mean, were you always like that as a kid?
I think I was very talkative and loud.
Yeah.
My nonna, my Italian grandmother, to
Yeah.
this day, I call her when I'm getting invited somewhere to speak. And she laughingly goes, speak? What do you mean they invite you to speak? I'll pay you to stop talking.
Oh, that's hilarious. So spoken like a true family member, or grandmother, right? Nona, right? Nona, is that right?
Nona,
yeah. And then
yeah.
No is grandfather, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And there's something in here about him there, and but you started young. I mean, you started young, having these dreams, and I noticed in there that you were actually going to be a soccer player at 13, right? And things didn't go as well as you planned with the soccer, I guess. Knee injuries or something like that. Can you tell that story just so they know? I like to get a little bit of background first to know where you came from.
5 years old. I remember
5 years old. Holy mackerel.
the first soccer game I had. And I don't really remember it now, but my dad told me that's when they signed me up. And I was picking dandelions, not kicking the ball.
Oh. That's the story my parents tell about me with playing baseball in the outfield, because I got bored out of my mind. I was like, let's get the dandelions out of here. You know, this is boring. So how did it go from there to actually really getting into it?
Yeah, 5 years old till I was about 13, started falling in love with the game.
Yeah.
At the age of 13 years old, it was my full-blown dream and what I wanted to do with my life.
Wow.
And there was a unique opportunity to showcase at an event a couple hours from my house where a Italian soccer recruiter was going to be watching this tournament unfold. And my dad brought me, my older cousin went as well. And they identified me as someone who they thought could sign a pro contract, and asked my parents to move me to Italy for 6 months.
Oh, gosh.
Very hard for my mom.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, my dad was excited. My mom was like, please don't go.
Oh, yeah, that's your child. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah. Moved there, spent 6 months, trained every day, didn't sign a contract, but renewed my belief that it was possible. When you're surrounded by it every single day, you start to believe it could be you too.
Yeah.
Move home, start high school year after all my classmates, dedicated my life to sport and academics, senior in high school, playing on one of the most competitive teams on the country. Then I had 3 major knee injuries and 2 surgeries.
Ugh.
I spent 2.5 years, lost a full ride scholarship, went down a really challenging path. And those challenges birthed who I am today. And I didn't understand it in the moment. I learned years later.
Was it like in the moment, was it a why me?
Yeah.
Right?
Like there's
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like life is happening to me.
Instead of for you.
Yeah. And not
exactly.
even just the for you. Like, there's a quote by Jim Rohn that my mentor Chris shared with me.
Yes.
And he said, life is not about what happens, because what happens to all of us. It's just that the circumstances are different. Life is therefore not what happens. It's how we react and respond to what's happening.
Yes.
How we interact with it.
Yes.
And I felt like life was just happening in general. And I
crazy.
wasn't interacting with it.
And this is at a young age. So did you start to realize, so, okay, that didn't go well, or that part of your career, the soccer thing. So when did something snap to do something different?
I had a teacher. His name was Mr. Loudfoot. And he was so passionate about teaching. One day in class, he grabbed a piece of chalk and he wrote these names on the board of people who had changed the world, and tried to challenge the whole class to believe that there was nothing different from these people in history who made a massive change than all of us in his classroom, except for the fact that they woke up every day and did something about it.
Wow.
They took small, consistent actions. That was his phrase.
Yeah.
Then he challenged the whole class to go in the community and take a small action. And it was the first time outside of athletics where I was inspired to try something. And I started asking myself, what small action can you take? I was still in my senior year of high school, just after my first knee surgery. And I stumbled on a piece of garbage walking home from high school and made the decision, my first small action is going to be picking up pieces of trash.
Wow.
And once we started picking up garbage, we needed volunteers. What's the best way to recruit students to pick up trash? Go speak at schools. So I started at my own.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And my
So
principal,
you started speaking at schools and these things to get people to pick up trash.
that's why it started. So I asked my principal at my own high school to speak. The video is still there. If you scroll all the way down my Instagram, I'm wearing a black dress shirt. It's filmed upside down. It's very bad.
He's got, just so you know, audience, he's gotten a lot better since then. His stuff is actually right side up now, and it's really good. Yeah, that's crazy. So that's how it started, and that's an amazing start, because to where you are now.
Yeah.
But it was about picking up trash.
And here's what no one tells you. It took me 10 years. I've been speaking for almost 10 years. And only in the last 12 months have the videos caught on online and people started finding it.
Yeah.
But I've still been speaking at 120, 150 events a year.
Unbelievable.
Almost the past decade. And I feel blessed that it's happened now. If it happened earlier, I don't think I would have been prepared for it or excited as much about it. But yeah, it's been a journey.
And you obviously there's a common denominator. There's a common thought in your head that keeps you going. There has to be, right?
Yeah.
Like when you wake up in the morning, do you ever go, ugh, I gotta go see Brad today. Gotta fly into Harrisburg, and this, you know what I mean? Like, do you ever think? But something keeps you going.
Yeah.
Is it because you love also the interaction with people while you're traveling on your own? Because you have so many good traveling stories that I just absolutely love. Like the one I just heard recently was the lady that it was his name, Josh, that made the thing that
The phone
for the
cup
phone
stand.
Yeah, the phone cup stand. I mean, this is like tell that story just because I just said it. So tell how that worked.
It's one of my favorite stories.
I love it.
I'm sitting on the airplane, and the flight attendant starts serving snacks and refreshments, gets to our row, pretzels or cookies.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll take the pretzels, please. Hands me a bag of pretzels, serves us refreshments, turns to the row across from us, and notices that the person sitting in the aisle seat is staring at his phone like this. And he looked at him, Josh, the flight attendant, and said, "Would you like a phone stand?" And I've never heard a flight attendant ask that to a passenger.
No, never.
I thought he was going to pull out a Brad Weisman branded phone stand.
I wish he would have, because everybody in the plane would see it.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I literally thought he was going to pull out a box from Amazon.
Unbelievable.
And what he did blew my mind. He actually grabbed a paper cup that he was serving water in. He ripped the rim of it into 3 flaps, flipped 2 of them back inside the cup, third one extend forward, bent upward for a little ledge so this guy could rest his phone on it. I got so excited, jumped out of my seat. I'm like, Josh, did United Airlines train you to do this?
Incredible.
No, man, I just feel good when I do it for people.
That's I just got chills. Dude, this is why I love his stories.
This is also the craziest part of the story I never talk about.
Yeah.
So then I said, Josh, can I have your permission to tell this story? And he looked at me like a crazy person. He's like, who are you? And what do you,
Yeah. Creepy.
and he's like, yeah, sure, man. No worries. And a few weeks later, I told it for the first time at an event in Idaho. And I've since told that story many times because it's touched my heart. And that first video we posted got 2.2 million views on TikTok.
Holy crap.
And United Airlines found Josh and recognized him.
You're kidding me, man.
Josh's mom was going through surgery the same time the whole thing happened, and there was people from all over the world spamming the comments with prayers for his mother going into her surgery. He's since found like a following on TikTok of him making his phone cup stands. Like, it's just such a cool return on such a small act of kindness. You know?
But you recognize it. That's the thing that I don't know of anybody that I've ever seen. And now, you know, we're close to 300 episodes, right? I'm 55, been around a lot of situations in sales and met a lot of people. I love going to see keynote speaking and things like that. I've never seen anybody that can take something like that, but you inquire about it. You find out, like a normal person, not that you're not normal, but a normal person would come up, would just see that happen and wouldn't even think anything of it.
Yeah.
They wouldn't ask the question.
Yeah.
They wouldn't say, "Hey, why do you do that? You know, what made you do that?"
Yeah.
And I think it's great because that just creates a story. And then the fact that everything else that happened around that, it just shows you that's what we should all be doing.
But life is magic if you're paying attention.
100%. Absolutely.
There's magic unfolding everywhere
Constantly.
all the time.
Yep.
We just
So
have
true.
to keep our antennas up, like Rick Rubin says, and pay
Yep.
attention to it.
Yeah, it's cool. I just love that story. I just heard that was one of the more recent ones that I just heard that you had on there, and or not recent that you did, but I'm scrolling through to see all your things. How many are those you putting up a day in Instagram?
We post 2 videos every day across all platforms. We figure if you make it once, you might as well put it everywhere.
Yeah,
we actually
right.
just started posting on Snapchat.
Oh, good.
There's no downside. It's the same formatting.
Yeah,
as
right.
every other
Right.
platform.
That's cool. Very
man.
cool.
Yeah.
So the big thing now, so you get to the 13, now you did the trash thing at 19, I think that was, or no, that was
Started at 17.
17.
18.
Now, all of a sudden, when did you write the Empty Your Backpack, the book? That was your first book or no?
That is my first book. And I published it in 2022, November. I did a book launch event. I actually announced the book launch event before the book was finished
Awesome.
to act as a deadline for me to get the book finished.
Awesome. Don't you know, there's nothing, it likes my wife and I always say, the best way to get things done in your house is book a party at your house.
The best way to
Seriously.
write a book is to book the book launch.
If you book the book launch and you show up without the book, people are not going to be happy.
So I almost didn't.
It's unbelievable. So you actually booked, you had the date set.
I booked a venue. I chose a date. I announced it. I sold tickets, and the books were still not at my house.
Oh, geez. A little stressful?
It was. I used it as a forcing function, and then leading up to the book launch, I started panicking because the books were getting into printing about 5 weeks before the event.
Oh, geez.
And they usually take 4 weeks to finish printing. So I'm calling the printer every day. Hey, is there anything we can do to speed it up? We got the books for the book
Don't
launch.
even tell me that day.
It was the day of at 12 p.m. The
Dude, that's a
event
lot
was
of
at
stress.
6 p.m.
That's a lot of stress.
Me and my dad sat in the garage after flipping through 500 copies, signing them.
Sign them, yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Nuts.
But it worked.
It worked.
That's a lot of faith.
And then I did it again for Be Someone's Taco.
So, have you learned anything through this whole experience?
It works.
It works
2 times in a row.
So the stress works, right? But it does. You know, it's funny. Deadlines. You know, you can talk about this in any business or anything in life. If you set up a deadline and you put it out there and you say, "I'm going to do something," it could be losing weight. Once you vocalize it, and once you put it out to the public, it now makes you accountable for that.
Yep.
And you will do whatever it takes to make that happen.
100%.
Yeah, you'll print your books yourself. I mean, you'll do whatever it takes to do that. So the book comes out, and that really, I think, is what really started to put you on the map. Am I not correct about that or no?
No, man.
No?
Those 2022 to 2025, the books were not selling that well.
Really?
Like, I was pushing them at my own events.
Yes.
Online, they weren't really selling.
Oh, my gosh.
It wasn't until the media started really exploding online that people found out about my stuff and started really searching.
Interesting. So they saw, so instead of it being the book that got you out there, you went out to, like, I think Wayne Dyer talks about this all the time. Yeah. If you don't have the money to have a publisher get your books everywhere in the United States or in the world, it means you need to get in your car and go to everywhere in the world and with your books And he filled up his station wagon when he was a young man and left it being a psychiatrist or psychologist. I don't know if you know that story about him. It's amazing, Wayne Dyer. And he went to every late night show. He went everywhere he could and had the books with him. And that's how he became a #1 book selling, top authors. Wrote like 30 some books before he passed. Amazing stories.
One of my favorite stories from Wayne Dyer.
I love Wayne.
Using fruit. He goes, if you grab an orange and you squeeze an orange, what comes out of it?
Orange juice.
Orange juice. You grab an apple and you squish it, what comes out of it?
Yep.
Apple juice. When life squishes you, what comes out of you?
Whatever's in you.
And it's such a beautiful reminder to just show up with love and compassion
Absolutely.
every day, you know?
So true. He was he's actually mentioned in my book. I met him when I was in my mid to late 20s. I met
At
him.
an event? Or?
Yeah, he was at a speaking event. He had just come out with a book, and I got to go. It was down in Valley Forge area towards Philly. And there's a whole story in there in my book actually about it. But I won't go into it now. But it's a really cool story about how I met. I actually shook his hand and got to meet him, and it was really cool. But he was an amazing person, amazing person. Ed Milet talks about him all the time. Have you met Ed Milet yet?
I have not met Ed.
Yeah, he's the guy, man.
I gotta
Jeez.
meet him.
Yeah, me too. That's what I keep saying. Well, we shouldn't just invite him over tonight. What do you think? Maybe he'll show up. But no, so let's keep working. So the book. So you went out and talked everywhere. Did your thing, public speaking, doing your keynote speaking, and then that's how the book started to get out there. Because I think at that point you think people go, well, I got to buy his book.
Yeah.
I mean, he was amazing on stage. I'm going to buy his book.
It helps.
And I didn't get to read the whole thing yet. I just kind of did some skimming. It's awesome. I love the thing that you have at the end of each chapter. You have like the talking points.
Yeah.
Super cool for somebody with ADHD. I'm like going to the end going, well, this is awesome. This is like the cliff notes of his book. That's a great idea. Really cool.
Full credit to Rachel, the editor.
Oh, really?
She's
Love
like,
it.
Sam, you got very practical ideas. You should make a list at the end and call it chapter takeaways.
Love it.
That's a great idea, Rachel. Let's do it.
Great idea. Because I'll tell you what, you can skim through that book and get great ideas very quickly.
Cool.
Very quickly. So yeah. So now you also have written a kid's book too, and that gets into the story of the taco.
So the book is called Be Someone's Taco.
Yeah.
Based on a real life experience.
Which is how I found you.
Just imagine you're back March 2020. Pandemic hits.
Ugh.
My business shut down.
Yep.
I'm going through it. And I figure if I'm struggling, I'm probably not the only person.
Yeah.
I pick up my phone, start calling my friends. One buddy, Andrew, picks up my call. First thing he tells me, he's still lying in bed. And it's 2:00 in the afternoon. And I'm thinking, man, if this guy's still in bed at 2:00,
Something's wrong.
something's up. Something's going on. Hang up the call, go on his social media, looking for something he liked to surprise him or try and make him feel better. And I scrolled 2 years through his post.
Oh, jeez.
And I see something that said, my vote for dinner tonight is #tacos.
Oh, no way.
And I'm like, this is perfect. This guy likes eating tacos. I'm going to surprise him with tacos. Go on Uber Eats, find this taco dinner, punch in his address, just put a special note that said, hey, these tacos are from your friend Sam. I watched the car like a Pac-Man video game, 20 minutes, take all the turns on my phone.
I know exactly what you mean. We do it all the time.
Yeah, for anyone under the age of 30, Pac-Man is a video game that's...
We'll put a disclaimer. on the post. It's so true. So true.
And sure enough, I finally get a notification, tacos have been delivered. I wasn't keeping track of time, but I want to say it was like 90 seconds, if that, before my phone rang, and it was Andrew and his wife, Emily, sitting on bar stools in front of their kitchen counter, box of tacos open behind them, just bawling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, it's good. It's 2 tacos, let it go. It's fine.
Wow.
And he's like, no, man, it's not the food. Like we had to recently shut down our business. We had to lay off an employee. We're not sure how we're going to do things for the next little while. For us, this wasn't just 2 tacos. It was a moment of hope.
Yeah.
And he came up with this slogan after on my birthday called Be Someone's Taco.
So he came up with that?
So I never talked about it.
Oh my
Nothing
gosh.
came of this little story for at least about a year. And then on my birthday that year, Andrew sent me a logo of a bright yellow smiling taco that he had his graphic designer on his team design after they reopened. And above it said, Be Someone's Taco.
Oh my gosh. I love that, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So cool.
This is what's really cool is that I get to see you do these small little segments.
You missed the other context, right?
There's so much context around it, which is this is mind blowing to me.
Can I tell you something crazy about that story?
Yes.
I never talk about this ever regarding the taco story. So
Yeah.
we tell the story online. We talk about being someone's taco. No one knows that 2 years after I started telling the story, we got a partnership with Taco Bell Canada.
Unbelievable.
And they're giving away free tacos at our school events for high school kids across the country.
Unbelievable.
Or that we made a rap song. If you go on Spotify and you search Be Someone's Taco, Sam
Yes.
Demma, there's a Be Someone's Taco rap.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't published it yet, haven't made the music video for it, but it's up there.
Unbelievable.
All this crazy stuff happened after the story unfolded.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I love getting all these other bits and pieces. This is like gold, you know. It's like I'm digging for gold here.
Yeah.
But no, so the book is doing well. And the taco story is what is in the beginning, I think we talked about. It's what got me to reach out to you.
Yeah.
I surf Instagram all the time looking for the best people for our audience. Because we're really kind of on that's our quest, is to find the right people and have people that are really interesting to tell great stories, have a great story, and are helping people and positive and all that stuff. And when I came across yours, I was like, I just saw that one video, and that was the story you told was about the taco. And tears down my face, and it just, I think I immediately reached out to you. I messaged you on Instagram, and you might remember, but I messaged you and I said, how about a podcast, man? Just listen to the taco story or something like that. And it's funny, but you'd be surprised too. What I love in this world that we're in right now, this mindset world, the higher thinking, the positive, the real trying to help our world be better. It's amazing how many people get back to you.
Yeah.
I'm blown away, and because I'm just thinking, I'm just Brad here in Berks County, got a good amount of followers. We're getting a good amount of movement here, but I'm not Ed Milet. And the fact that you responded, and then we were in communication, and we were going to do streaming, remember? And it was going to be in August. Because I think you have maybe another book. Yeah. Did you already come up with a date?
Yes, September 11th.
Oh, that's right.
You booked the theater.
Did
Book's
you
not
really?
done yet.
Book's not done yet. Did you start it? Did you start it? Did you start the book? Please tell me you started it.
It'll be ready.
Okay, good. So that was what was going to happen. And then what I did, I don't know if you remember, I sent the pictures of the studio. And I said, "This. By the way, this is the reason that I would love to have you in the studio. Check out." And you got back and said, "Badass."
Yeah,
that's exactly what you said. And I remember saying to my wife, I said, "Oh my God, I think he's going to stop in because he's going to be in Mannheim." Yeah, it's crazy.
Perfect alignment. Also, I want to double click on that. I'm not Ed Milet for a quick sec.
Yeah,
Because
go for it.
When I started speaking, I went on Google and searched speakers and looked at everyone else's website and was like, I'm not like any of these people.
Yeah,
like there's no way there's a spot for me in this space, And almost 3 months ago now, I've been dating this girl, and she's really special.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think I've cracked the code on the best gift to get a girl.
Oh my God, can't wait to hear this.
Best gift for a girlfriend. Seashells.
Seashells.
So I travel for speaking, right?
Yes.
And now I routinely will walk the beach if there is one, and I'll pick up seashells.
Yeah.
And bring them back to her, and she keeps them in this glass jar.
That's awesome.
She loves it. I love doing it. It's like a little adventure.
Absolutely.
And
it's for you. It's for the two of you.
It's for both of us.
Yeah,
It's special. And I was walking in Alabama on Orange Beach. Gulf Shores.
Wow. Yeah.
Didn't know they had beach in Alabama.
But they don't. Yeah, but they do.
They have 240 miles of it. And I'm walking the beach, and all the shells are the same. These white little shells. And I'm walking, and I'm like, I need to find her something
special. Yeah.
And I finally found this orange one, picked it up, and was like, she's going to love this one because it's different than everybody else. But I spent so much of my early career trying to be like everybody else, not recognizing that the world looks at me the same way I look at seashells for my girlfriend.
Yeah.
They see value in the uniqueness and the differences, not the similarities.
Yep.
And I would just encourage anyone listening to this to just let your own light shine, because that's what the world needs right now.
Absolutely. You're the only you.
Yep.
I mean, there's, and what's I think is funny too is Ed Milet's being Ed Milet. Jim Rohn was being Jim Rohn. Wayne Dyer was being Wayne Dyer. You need to be, Sam, I need to be Brad.
Yeah.
And that's the part that people will be attracted to, because especially more and more as we get into the AI world clones us all.
Yeah.
So we as humans are going to be very needy of real personal right here, eye to eye. What I said, there's no AI when you're eye to eye. Yeah. It just doesn't exist. So, the more we realize that, I really think AI is here as a gift to bring humanity back together, to make everybody realize that we're not robots, that AI can't cry. We can. Who was it? I think it was Sylvie DeGiusto that said to us about the different. Yeah, it was her. Our friend Sylvie said, and this is really cool, and we'll get back into your stuff here, but she said that the difference between a robot or AI and us, she said, here's how it works. If if AI can recognize that if there's something coming down your face, it sees water and it says tear. Okay. AI won't cry when it sees that tear.
Oh, wow.
What do? If I see somebody crying, it's like almost automatic. I start getting emotional right with them. That's human. And that's a connection that you can't explain, and you can't manipulate it, and you can't recreate that in a machine. Not yet.
So true. Man.
Not right? So that's our friend Sylvia there. So yeah. So let's go back into your stuff here. I definitely want to get into it. Let me get back in. Oh, this was the thing that really stuck out for me. Youngest keynote speaker to earn the certified speaking professional ever. Is that right?
It is.
It's on your website. And if it's not right, then somebody's writing bullcrap. No, but seriously, I couldn't believe that, because you're young.
I got it when I was 26.
Crazy.
And no, I got it when I was 25. I'm 26 now. I am very fortunate that I had people in my life from a young age that mentored me up. You know, I laugh because the listing of accomplishments or achievements or titles, they're just
it doesn't
matter. You know,
I agree. 100%. Don't be a human trophy case, right?
Yeah,
that's what I always say. Don't be a human trophy case. Nobody wants that.
Well, I think
you don't lead with that though.
No, I don't.
Which is really cool. I had to dig to find this stuff. Cool. I had to dig to find this stuff, because you lead with your stories. You lead with humanity. You lead with how you're helping people. And it's not about how many likes do I have? How many this do I have? How many this do I have? You lead with those things. And that's important. Really important. And that's why you're here. Because Hugo, how many times have we had people that we will no longer have? I mean, great guests through this whole thing have always been great, but there are definitely places that we're going a different direction.
Sure.
I don't want to interview somebody that leads with their end, what they did.
Yeah.
I want to know the journey, why, all those things I want to know. And that's what you're doing, which is really cool. So let's go into some of this other stuff here. The other one I loved, some of your stories we got to go through here, because I love this one.
I love it.
The spilled coffee theory. I love it. That's a great one. So tell that story, because it's a great story.
This is so similar to the Wayne Dyer story.
Yeah.
So my uncle Corrado sends me a video on Facebook, and he sends me videos all the time. But this one video from my uncle just caught my attention.
Hey guys, I want to take a second and thank Comfort Pro. Since 2001, Comfort Pro has been helping customers stay comfortable where they live, work, and play. They have 24/7 emergency service and a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. If you need help with your heating and air conditioning or indoor air quality, call Comfort Pro at 484-917-1803. Mention the show and receive a free humidifier with the installation of a complete system. Oh, good.
And it was a professor who was sharing a lecture with his class and asked his class, when you're holding a coffee and you're walking through the college campus, imagine someone bumps your shoulder and spills your coffee everywhere. Now answer my question. Why did you spill the coffee? And I'm watching the video thinking to myself, because the guy bumped you?
Yeah, right. Come on, seems easy.
And the professor goes, no, you spilled the coffee because you had coffee in your cup. If you had water in your cup, you'd spill water.
It's so cool.
And if you had juice, you would have spilled
It's the whole thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, what spills out of your cup when life bumps you?
Yeah.
And I wish I learned that lesson sooner in life. And it goes back to the whole idea of that what happens to everybody.
Yep.
So it makes life different then is not what happens, but how each individual person interacts with what's happening in their life.
Yep.
And that's a choice we make.
Absolutely.
And that's the spilled coffee theory.
I love that though. But it's a different way of telling it. Wayne Dyer's just getting old. That story's getting old. You got to go with coffee. Nobody's eating freaking fruit anymore. Come on, guys. It's all about coffee these days.
I'll tell you a funny story though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Recently, I'm standing in the airport.
Bring your mic up just a little bit there, just so we don't. Yeah, just angle it because you're perfect. There you go. Good. Yep, perfect.
I have a Nexus card. You know, I think it's one of the biggest status plays in the travel world. Like, I got Nexus. I can go through this line.
Right, I can do whatever I want.
Well, I show up to the airport and I go into my the Nexus line, and it's jammed. There's like 100 people, and I look at regular security,
and there's nobody there,
and it's empty.
Yep.
And I'm like,
but there's people who will stand in that line.
I'm looking at Nexus people, and no one's moving.
Yeah, it's like
I grab my bags, I'm out of there, go into the normal line, and I'm like, whoa. Sometimes we allow our status in life to keep us stuck.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good story.
Expertise, what we think we know is the right answer.
Yep.
Our ego, our status.
Yep.
We lean on those things.
Yep.
Instead of going, oh, maybe I don't have it right this time. Let me go back to square one.
Been there before in the airport. I know exactly what you're talking about. We'll be in the TSA pre-check. We'll be in that line. And I look over and I'm like, I look at my wife. I'm like, why are we in this line?
Yeah.
Like that line, I swear, is going faster.
It's empty.
But they don't have. But I don't have to take off my shoes though.
Yeah. The trades we
Or
make
my
are
belt,
bizarre.
or my belt, man, or my belt. You know what I mean? I sit there and go, but yeah, but I don't have to take my laptop out. You know what I mean? It's so funny, but yeah, it's so true. So let's one thing I thought about with you is you see a positive story in all aspects of everyday life. This is what I see. That's what I see in you. Do you look for it now? Do you look for the story?
them. I read a book called Storyworthy by Matthew Dix.
Yeah.
And there's a piece of homework in the book. He calls it Homework for Life. And he asks everyone who read the book to start an Excel spreadsheet on their computer.
Yeah.
And on the left column, you put dates of every day of the year. And on the right column, beside each day, at the end of each day, you put 5 to 8 words that remind you of one moment from that specific day.
Oh, wow.
That could be a story-worthy experience.
Yeah.
Something you could share. And I got into the habit of doing that. Now I just pop them in my journals.
So is that how you document this?
That's how I find them. I just pay attention in life, and when something happens that has a little bit of magic to it, I go, oh, wow. And I pull out my journal or my notes app in that moment, and I write down all the details.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, 24 hours from then, I forget about them.
Yeah.
And there's so many little nuances that make a story that
Yep.
you miss if you wait.
Absolutely.
You don't reflect on it in the moment.
So true. And you know, it's funny with writing the book that I'm writing, and I'm trying to, the ghostwriter will say, do you have a story that you could do for that? And I'm like, man, sometimes you think you're going to remember stories and you start digging, and then every once in a while a story will trigger, and then I can tell it, and then it goes in the book. But it's hard. And that's why I'm doing the same thing. I write down everything since 2019. Every time I have an idea, I either put it in my phone under the notes section. That's why I wrote those notes this morning about you, because I knew when I got here today, I'd forget them.
Yeah.
And you just have to write that stuff down. So you make it a conscious effort.
practice.
It's a practice. It's
And
a
I
good
think-
practice. Really good practice.
I think we would look at it no different than any practice.
Yeah.
It requires a time and attention. It requires consistency.
Yeah.
And I'm just constantly mining for them to the point where my whole team now expects me to have them. So if I take a few days off.
Oh, yeah. Are you in trouble then? Are you in trouble?
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah, that's
where's
funny.
your new content?
Yeah.
Where's the new material? I'm
Come
like,
on, Mr. Story Boy.
something didn't happen yesterday.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't make this stuff up. It has to actually happen, you know?
But you know what's interesting is that it also encourages me to participate more in life, talk to more people, have more conversations,
Yep.
because the possibility of something unfolding that's beautiful
Yeah.
is a lot less if you're just staying to yourself all the time. So it's like forcing me to be a participant, an active participant in my life.
Yeah. I call it discovering people.
Yeah.
Instead of just meeting somebody or just like I always talk about this, like going to the airport like you do. You know, if I travel by myself and I'm at the bar or whatever, and I sit there, and just somehow you strike up a conversation or whatever. You could be the bartender too, or waitress or whatever. But if you just show a little bit of interest in discovering who they are as a person,
Yep.
it's amazing what it does to the attitude. Also, you know how that is. I mean, I'm one of those people that if somebody's miserable, I try so hard to crack that code.
Yeah.
I will do everything, and not to be a jerk either. I'm not trying, but I'm trying to just, how can I get them to smile?
Yeah.
How can I get them to just understand that life is not that bad?
And if they don't, you're still making a great
course.
effort and intention.
Absolutely. And some people will get mad at you. Well, they'll just like, oh, you're trying. No. And then but 90% of the time, you can make it happen.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they're your best friends.
Yeah.
And they want to do anything for you. Oh, you need ketchup? Do you need salt and pepper? What do you need? You know?
Yeah.
And also using their name. Do you find that too?
The name
Right?
is a huge one.
The name is huge.
I talk about the name all the time.
You do. When you're talking about the
Megan at the cash register.
yes, Megan the cash register. See, I even remember that. But no, you talk about that. The girl that, what was that about? Was it have to do with books? It wasn't the books
Yeah,
one.
Value Village books.
Yeah. Tell that story.
There's been a few, but
Tell the story about the
so-
names, like getting the name.
Yeah. I read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That's where it comes from. Yeah.
Chapter in the book, names are the sweetest sound in any language.
Yep.
I'm in high school when I read this. One of the
my
first books
gosh,
I bought
dude.
on my own.
In high school?
Yeah.
No wonder you're 26 and like a complete master at this. At high school, I wasn't doing any of that.
I went back to the store I bought the books after I read it, feeling like I got the secret to life. And
You did.
I made the decision. I'm like, I'm going to start calling everybody by their names.
Unbelievable.
And sure enough, I get to the cash register. I have 5 books. At the Value Village where I shop, if you bought 4 books, you got the 5th one free.
Awesome.
Each of the books like $5 each. I hand them my books. I say, hey, Megan, how's your day going? and she's scanning my books, and she stops and goes,
She's pissed that you called her Megan,
like,
which is her name.
"How did you know my name?" I was like, "It's on your shirt, man."
Yeah, like
You know?
it's funny.
And then we started having a conversation.
But she warmed up.
She did. And she actually gave me a little bit of an employee discount on the books
Yeah.
as I was leaving. And I was like, "You made a mistake." And she's like, "No, it's an employee discount."
That's awesome.
You know, and it just reinforced in my mind that it's one of the little gifts you can give somebody every day for free
Yeah.
is using
Yeah.
their name. Makes them feel seen and appreciated.
Yeah. And you know what it is? People want to, if they're in the service industry, they want to serve more or better or at a higher level if you're on that name-to-name basis.
I'll tell you the most bizarre message I ever got after posting that video about
I would love to
names.
hear this.
I got a message on Facebook from a woman saying, "Sam, saw your video, but my name is butchered all the time." And her name was Karen, and she was a part of a group chat
Because of the Karen
about
thing?
Karens, and there was like 20,000 people in the chat named Karen in this group, and she was like, "Can you come help us? Like we've thought about changing our names. We don't know what to
That's
do with our name."
terrible.
And I was like, "What a reverse perspective on the power of names."
Yeah.
And like the assumptions we make before we meet someone because of culture is bizarre.
Yeah, it is.
But
It's not right.
I was also like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Yeah, but it's true. But I've heard bits and pieces of the whole Karen thing of people have gotten depressed. I mean, people take that serious.
It's nuts.
their name, you know.
nuts, yeah.
It is nuts. So, but I heard that Brad was the male version of that at one point.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, that's great. I'm into it.
I like
I'm
it.
taking it on, man. I'm taking it on. I don't care. Who cares, right? But let's talk about. I was going to say, there's one of the things that your team had sent some questions, and I picked a couple things out of there that said like possible questions, and I picked a couple because some of them actually I really liked. What do you see as the common challenges for young people? The young people are facing today. You get in front of a lot of young people.
Yeah.
What do you see as? I mean, I think mostly it's young adults that you talk to a lot, right?
Yeah.
Because they listen to you because you know why? You're still young.
Yeah.
You know, if it was me, it wouldn't be delivered the same way. But with you coming in with the big backpack on and all that stuff, what do you see are the biggest challenges? Is it AI? Is it the screens? Is it TV? Is it their phones? Is it social media? All these things become blamed for every generation has a blaming place. Has something they blame for that. What do you see out there?
One of the things I notice at every school I speak to is when I get to Q&A and ask questions.
Yeah.
Everyone goes like this
Oh, no way.
to see if anyone else is going to raise their hand
They don't want to.
because they don't want to be the first.
Wow.
And I think the hesitation to take a risk,
Yeah.
the fear of being judged,
Yeah.
are like some of the biggest things young people have faced and will continue to face. And it breaks my heart because when
Is it
you-
because they don't want to be wrong, or they don't want to be ridiculed, or they don't want to
They don't want to get
stand
made
out,
fun of.
Made fun of, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But when you go first, it gives other people permission. Like what happens
Absolutely.
after the first person raises
Then
their
it's a
hand?
flood, right?
10 more go
Yep.
up.
Exactly.
And I'll never forget, I was in Illinois speaking at an event, and I was having a hard day. I was going through some stuff at the time.
Yeah.
And there was another speaker who I'd never met before. He crushes it on stage, walks off stage. I'm like, "Dude, that was amazing. Do you mind watching my speech and like taking some notes for me?
that's
Give me
great.
some
That's cool.
feedback." This guy takes 2 pages of notes, like super generous. I walk over. He's like, "Why don't we go to dinner and like I'll go through the feedback with you."
Awesome.
We go out, we grab a meal, and I start telling him about some of my little challenges, like small stuff, kind of
Yeah.
going over the surface. I didn't really know him, Then this guy tells me some serious stuff about his life.
Oh wow.
How a decade earlier, he almost made a terrible choice to cheat on his wife and deleted all of his social media as a result. Massive author, massive speaker, and
Holy
has
crap.
slowly over the decade rebuilt this relationship. And we get to the end of the conversation, and I'm like, why the heck did you tell me this, man?
Yeah.
He's like, "Because it gives you permission to tell me what's happening in yours."
Oh wow.
And he said, just make the promise to me that if you meet someone else in your journey, go first for them. And
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I think that's
good.
Like that's what I see kids not doing.
Not going
enough.
first.
Yeah, just go first.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it's just kids. It's just human
It's
beings
everybody.
in general.
If you had a room of adults, we'd all do the same thing.
When I was 20 years
We're all
old,
the same.
me and my best friend Lucas would go to LinkedIn events. We dress up in dress shirts and we had business cards that said CEO of nothing.
CEO of nothing. Love it.
And we would walk around and we'd hand them out and network with people.
Yeah.
And there'd be a panel of people doing a thing and
Yeah.
talking about something. And we'd sit in the front row and any questions, and he'd grab my arm and put it in the air.
No.
Yeah.
You knew what you were
just
going to
wanna know.
say. That's great.
I'm the
But you
same.
know, I put you on the spot. And also, you'll think of something.
I did.
You'll think of something.
But I say that because that was me too. you know?
Yeah.
That was me too.
I love that story though that you just said about the guy sharing. You know, it's funny when you share, what ends up happening is somebody will hopefully share back.
And if they don't, you also feel lighter as a result.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Dan Martell always says the person who wins has no secrets. They don't. They put it all on the table.
Yeah, right.
It's out there. You know?
Amazing.
Yeah, there's nothing to hide.
So that's so true. Good stuff. Good stuff. Man, I'll tell you, this is great. And then let's get into some of the other questions that we're on here. Are you doing a coaching program for speakers now? Are you doing anything like that? Do you help other speakers? Have you thought about doing that? Because you're really good at it.
I did a full year coaching
Yes.
every Thursday. I had about 25 speakers in the group. I was doing a 60-minute lesson every week on sales, marketing, systems, or performance.
Yeah.
So some storytelling, some business side of speaking. Very successful. A lot of people that were in the program are doing well and they're doing their things now. But I started it out of the desire to help, but also because I was a part of a coaching program and everyone in the program was coaches building their coaching businesses.
Gotcha.
And all of them kept saying, Sam, you should really think about starting a coaching business. You
Yeah.
can help a lot of people. But little kid version in me still wants to fill stadiums with families. And so
Don't lose that.
I took a departure from the dream because there was an opportunity for about a year. Still pursuing my main stuff, but trying to make space for this other thing as well.
Yeah.
Only to realize after a year, I was building a life that I wasn't enjoying. And it just hit me like a wall of bricks. I'm like, I've been doing this entrepreneur thing.
Because everybody else said to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for about, at that point, 6-7 years.
Yeah.
I'd passed the point where I'm in a position now where I'm able to decide
Good for you.
what I want to do with my time. Why am I going to create a life that I don't enjoy waking up and living?
There's no reason to.
Doesn't make sense.
No reason to. So with that being said, let's go a little bit into this. What do you enjoy the most? The book writing, the keynote, the keynote speaking, what part do you like the most? Or is there something that you're hoping this is going to also get you to do more of something else? I mean, is there something that you see, or is this what you love to do, what you're doing right now?
I'm getting goosebumps. Look,
That's good. That's
I just got
good.
goosebumps. So it's telling
love goosebumps.
stories.
Yeah.
It's sharing stories with people that help them connect their puzzle pieces. I think like everyone's life is a big puzzle, and they have conversations and they meet people like Brad and Hugo and they listen to podcasts, and every time they pick up something, it's like a couple pieces in their life just connect.
Yeah.
And when you can be the person sometimes that helps other people connect their pieces, it's the most valuable thing in the world.
Yeah, it is.
You know, like Jim always made jokes. Jim Rohn
Jim
at
Rohn,
his speeches.
he was great.
He'd go, I'm not here for the money, but I'll still take it. I'll still take it.
He was the
funny.
best. Jim Rohn was one of the best. He was so good at being entertaining.
Yeah.
While he was telling some awesome stories and also giving you advice.
Well, he would say that, and then he'd say, the real payoff
Yeah.
is having your name appear in somebody else's testimony. Like that's the greatest
awesome.
gift
Yeah.
you can get while you're here. Someone to say,
Absolutely.
I did what I did or became who I became because of Brad.
Yep.
You know, that's something money can't ever buy.
Yep.
And for me, it's like those moments too.
Yeah.
And I collect those. I have a folder on my Gmail called Rainy Day Messages.
Oh, cool.
And anytime someone sends me something that touched their heart or that how our work connected their puzzle pieces, we pop it in that folder and I read them when things get challenging.
That's awesome.
Just a few weeks ago, I was in New Hampshire speaking at a high school. I finished the talk. Very difficult group. I was up there wondering, am I
The way you
connecting?
felt the room?
Yes.
To read the room? Yeah.
And it's bad to make assumptions presenting because people assume they receive information however they receive it. Sometimes
Yes.
you want the whole crowd to laugh, and they don't really laugh. that
Well,
much.
engineers don't laugh. I mean, I'm making a general statement. If you look at those things too, people, like, I think if you're in front of a bunch of artsy type people, they're going to be a little bit more emotional about your speech. If you're up in front of a bunch of engineers, they're going to take yours, but it's not that they don't enjoy it. It's just how they express it, right? And so who were you in front of that was just not accepting it, or was it?
It was a high school,
Okay.
and usually I get a pretty good response.
Yeah, because they're young
so
adults.
I'm like, what's going on? You know, are they picking it up? And I was very serious that day in my delivery.
Oh.
And I think they weren't laughing as much because they felt this
Intense.
energy of intensity and seriousness. And anyway, I say it all because I'll never forget. The speech ends. I'm questioning my impact. Young man walks up to me and looks at me and says, you know, I'm really disrespectful to my mom when she gets home from work. She has a really heavy backpack. I'm gonna stop being rude to my mom.
Oh my God, dude.
And I was
Talk
like,
about chills. Jeez.
yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm
Dude,
like,
that's life changing.
yeah, so those are the moments. It's like, it's stuff like that.
That's all you need
keeps
is
me
one.
moving.
That's all you need is one. Out of the whole crowd, you need one person that goes home and does something different.
Yeah.
Or changes a habit that's not good.
Yep.
You know, that's all you need.
I have another crazy one.
Good. Crazy ones. We like crazy
Can I
ones.
share one more?
Yes, you can keep sharing. We got a little bit of time yet. We're good.
In November, I spoke at Shorecrest, a school in Florida.
Okay.
And I just went back there 2 weeks ago to do a second one. And the speech ends, and this young man named Daniel walks up to me, and he goes, Sam, you came in last November. You talked about taking small, consistent actions.
Yep.
Well, check this out. I built this app.
Oh my God.
It's called Future Habit AI. It tracks your habits. You can choose up to 3 habits at a time. You click them off every single day. You should check it out. So I downloaded this app now, and I'm using it. The kid's in high school. He has 20 monthly users. Just launched it.
I love it.
This is so freaking cool.
That is awesome.
It's the coolest little thing.
And that's because of he saw you and it just came, an idea came out of that.
And you don't know. Like, I didn't know that story. I wouldn't have heard that ever unless
You
I
went back
to the school.
Yeah, right.
And so how many of those moments occurred that we never hear about?
Yeah. So it's a lot, actually. You know, and to piggyback on that, and then we'll kind of wind it. There's another Ed Milet story that you probably have heard before that I think is just such an awesome story. And Ed Milet gets up one morning, he's getting up from sleeping, and he says to his wife, "Oh my gosh, my dad, somebody saved my dad. He was an alcoholic. I don't know if you ever heard the story. He was an alcoholic, and till Ed was 15 years old, his dad was an alcoholic, and it was a mess. And he said, you know what's amazing? There's somebody out there in the world right now that is responsible for the fact that I am where I am today. He doesn't even know who he is or she is, and that person might not even be alive anymore. But somebody went to my dad one day at an AA meeting and became his sponsor and saved his dad's life and his career and everything. And Ed said, it's amazing is that person there never got the recognition that they needed. So that's what he says, is that we do these things in life. I've got chills now. We do a lot of things in life that we don't realize, both good and bad. But a lot of times good, you don't realize that when you make those effects, when you talk to that guy on the plane and about the one that built the thing for the phone, when you talk to Megan you don't know what trajectory that changed in her life. And then it's not even just her life. What did it change in her child's life or her mom's life because of what you said to her that day? That's the part about humanity that just blows your mind. You don't even think about is that the things we do today, the things how we treat people, affects more than just that person or more than just you. It affects a community of people. So it's interesting. So it's good that you have those stories. It's good that you actually take note of those stories. It's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Really cool, man. Really cool. So let me just go back. I think there was there was just one thing that I had in here, and then we'll wrap it up then. But was what have you been through to become who you are today? Like, tell people how did you get to where you are today? Like, because a lot of times you look at somebody, you go, okay, John Maxwell talks about people say, oh, I would love to do what you're doing. Yeah. But he goes, but would you have loved to do what I did the last 50 years to get to who I am today? Yeah. So what got you to where you are? What are the pain points, or what were the things that got you, that drove you to be who you are?
The first thing that got me to where I am today is my grandfather.
No, Sam.
Yeah,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think if you have lazy grandparents, you're gonna end up lazy.
Yep.
Because your grandparents teach your parents how to do things, and they teach you how to do things. Hopefully. So true. And my grandfather was one of the hardest working people I've ever met. He passed when I was 13. Wow. But my dad tells me this story, and it's one of my favorites. He woke up one morning and had to do some yard work, so he called my grandfather, his dad. Said, Dad, tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., I need help laying grass. Can you come? And my grandfather said, yeah, no problem. So my dad wakes up 7 a.m., goes outside, and the job is finished. My grandfather's standing out there asking for a coffee to go to work. He showed up at our house at 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
and did 3 hours of work by himself and then left.
Oh my gosh.
And he was obsessed with work his entire life. That's all he did was work. And I think I got my work ethic in life from him. And the idea of working at something until you figure it out is the idea I took from him. And I think it's a big reason for why I am who I am today and where I am today. But, you know, I spent the last 10 years doing 150 events a year.
Yeah. It's in the doing.
In schools and
it's in the action.
Yeah.
You're learning in the action.
Yep.
Do you, and after 10 years, do you feel, I don't know how to say, like in doing this, you know, with Hugo and I doing this and stuff, you start to get into a place where you, not that you feel a comfort. There's a comfort zone there. There's a part of, we try to always push that comfort zone, and we always try to look outside of that. But do you feel a bit of like, man, I feel good with what I'm doing. I feel good with how I'm received.
I battle the perception of myself and others to this day. I'm not sure it's something that'll ever go away.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But I'm having fun.
Yeah. Well, that's what
and
matters.
people seem like they're enjoying it. And I think as long as I'm having fun and other people are benefiting from it as well, I'm going to keep showing up.
That's all, man. And you're doing a great job. And then the last thing is, I just said here, who were you last year in comparison to who you are today, and why?
Well, last year I had no gray hair.
Dude, just know, just so you know, it gets out of control it really quick. At 26.
Yeah.
Wow, you're getting gray hair way before I did. Oh man, that's unbelievable. Yeah, that's because you're traveling a lot. That's just your hair's just losing a little color at spots. It's not a big deal.
I'm spending too much time, man.
Too much time. But no, that's cool. But
last year, how did I differ last year from this year?
Yeah.
Well, I started understanding that I could only go so far by myself and started really focusing on building a team of amazing human beings.
Yeah.
I read this book called Buy Back Your Time, which taught me about hiring and managing people and delegating properly.
Yep.
And as a result, added 4 people.
Good for you.
In the past 12 months in different capacities. And what we've been able to do together
is amazing, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, it's bringing people in on the dream.
Big time.
Yeah, on the dream. What's there? Yeah.
We brought someone in and they helped us create our mission, vision, values, and create a structure people could buy into, you know?
Awesome. It's really cool. No, I love what you're doing. So I'm just going to say here, I said this, I think at one point too, is you truly see a story in every single person's life. And that's a gift that, you know, everybody needs and the world needs today, is that you see that and then you share it and then you come on these platforms. And tomorrow I know you're going to be going to somewhere else to talk to some young adults, I'm assuming. And I just think it's awesome what you're doing. I'm really, 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 really into it. So I just want to say thank you for being here. Thanks for coming to the studio and making that effort, because it means a lot. And we hope to have you back on again sometime soon after the book comes out September 11th.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. There you have it. Sam Demma. My goodness. That was a great show. I don't know who you are. If you were watching this, that was a good show. Make sure you watch the whole thing because it was amazing. Make sure you go see Sam on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. He's on everything basically, and it's all good. Just listen to some of his reels, and I'm telling you, you'll have chills, you'll have tears coming down your face. You're just gonna love it. All right, that's about it. Thanks for joining us every Thursday at 7 p.m. We will see you next week. All right.